Hi guys, so I really wanted to make a video on being the therapist friend, okay? So usually, therapist friends, or what therapist friend is basically friends, or they can be categorized as friends that you tell all of your problems to. Every single issue that you have, you're telling your friend. If you're breaking up with a guy or whatever. And I'm here to tell you that as a therapist friend, you have to set boundaries, okay? That is the number one thing in being a therapist friend, okay? Setting boundaries. Because sometimes it is okay to be the therapist friend. And I know like a lot of people, like they make it seem like being a therapist friend is bad, but I mean, it's not really a bad thing. People see something in you that you don't see in yourself sometimes, and they look to you for guidance. So if you're often a therapist friend, you need to really look deep within yourself and ask yourself, why do people always come to me for advice? What do they see in me that other people don't? Usually 9 times out of 10, when you're the therapist friend, people see your value before you see yourself. And so you just have to do more digging. However, there are a lot of disadvantages to being the therapist friend, right? So for one, people do use you. People will use the fuck out of you. If you don't sit there and set boundaries, you have to let people know, hey, I can't do this. Or, try not to let your advice that you give them affect you. Another way that I go about being a therapist friend, right, is by literally just getting space from everybody. Take that time to just distance yourself from people sometimes, because I feel like often me as the therapist, me being the therapist friend, it's very overwhelming. And so people, they tell me about their problems and I wind up getting wrapped up in their drama, and then I'm not focusing on what's in front of me. You have to focus on yourself, focus on your life, okay? Being the therapist friend is cool, but it comes last. Your life comes first. Be a therapist to yourself. Be the therapist friend to yourself, okay? Talk to yourself, okay? And if push comes to shove, sometimes you just have to cut those people off, because sometimes people just want to use you. They see your value, they see how you're doing this, and they're just, they just want to come to you for everything, or they're trauma dumping. And let me tell you what trauma dumping does to you energetically. Trauma dumping literally just passes negative energy all throughout your auric field, okay? So trauma dumping, there's a difference between being a therapeutic friend, the friend that everybody goes to for guidance, and the friend that everybody trauma dumps on because they just want to let it all out. And you have to set that boundary. So yeah, so definitely setting boundaries, that is my number one thing. Distancing yourself, or just straight up cut them people off. Cut them motherfuckers off. I'm sorry. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do in life, okay? If you see that you over here giving people advice and, to your best of abilities, and they're not appreciating it, because sometimes people don't appreciate it, or they just keep constantly digging at you and stuff like that, you have to cut that out of your life, okay? Yeah, but that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching my videos. I know I just started, and my videos are probably not as long as they should be yet. But, I'm getting myself together, my mental health together, and I'm really starting to just gain clarity on every single thing that has happened to me these past 3 years, and in this past, 10, 20 years, okay? So yeah, so thank you guys so much for supporting my video. But yeah, so definitely, if you're the therapist friend, you just have to cut people off sometimes, or just set those boundaries. Stomp your foot on the ground, like you gotta tell people how it is. Like, hey, look, I can't be the friend that you're constantly telling me all your freaking issues to, and you're constantly trauma dumping onto me. Like, nobody has time for that. Okay, we all have our own issues. We all have our own battles that we go through behind closed doors that friend probably doesn't even fucking know about. Okay, if you're the therapist friend, right? If you're a therapist friend to somebody, you need to really take the time to assess and just think, okay? Do you have any therapist friends in your life? No, right? Or if you do have a therapist friend, Are you trauma dumping on that person? Try to see it from a different light, okay? How does your therapist friend feel? You know? So that will help you get the clarity that you need right then and there. So my best advice, like I was saying, is just keep a distance and set your boundaries. And if push comes to shove, you gotta cut motherfuckers off. I'm sorry. But thank you so much for watching my video, and please give me a thumbs up.